In the immediate aftermath of a disaster, information can be as chaotic and fragmented as the scene itself. This was certainly the case with Air India Flight 171. The initial reports painted a grim, absolute picture. News outlets and social media feeds, flooded with shocking images of the wreckage near Ahmedabad, quickly coalesced around a narrative of total loss. For many, the story of Flight 171 became synonymous with a tragedy from which no one escaped. This belief, born in the confusion of the first hours, solidified into a widely accepted fact, shaping the global perception of the event as an unspeakable incident with no silver lining, no glimmer of hope to be found amidst the devastation that unfolded on June 12, 2025. This perception was powerful and pervasive, fueled by the stark visuals of the crash site. The images showed a scene of profound destruction, making the idea of survival seem utterly impossible. The story, as most people came to understand it, was simple and heartbreaking. A flight took off, and it was lost along with every single soul on board. It is a narrative that is easy to comprehend in its finality, a clean, though devastating, conclusion. This version of events, however, while capturing the scale of the tragedy, misses a critical and astonishing detail. It overlooks the human element of resilience that can sometimes emerge from even the most catastrophic of circumstances, a detail that fundamentally changes how we must remember this flight. The truth, as it often does, proved to be more complex than the initial headlines suggested. The narrative of universal loss, while understandable, was incomplete. It is a common phenomenon in breaking news situations for the most straightforward and often most dire information to travel the fastest and widest. The story of Air India Flight 171 is a stark reminder of this. A case study in how the first reports can cement a public memory that is difficult to correct later. The world grieved for 242 lives, believing all were extinguished in an instant. But the complete story is not just one of loss, but also one of incredible, almost unbelievable survival against all odds. Therefore, to truly understand the events of that day, we must look beyond the initial tragic consensus. We have to peel back the layers of information that have accumulated since the crash. It is crucial to re-examine the details and challenge the assumptions that have taken hold. The story of Flight 171 is not just about what was lost, but also about what, miraculously, was not. It is a story that demands a closer look, a more nuanced understanding, and a willingness to accept that even in the darkest moments, there can be unexpected stories of survival that defy our initial comprehension and force us to reconsider what we thought we knew. The most significant misconception about Air India Flight 171 is the belief that there were no survivors. This is factually incorrect. Amidst the chaos and the heartbreaking loss, at least one person defied the odds. His name is Vishwas Kumar Ramesh, and his story is a testament to the unpredictable nature of such events. Initial reports from the scene were confused, with officials struggling to ascertain the exact number of casualties. While the vast majority of those on board tragically perished, the confirmation of a survivor fundamentally alters the narrative. Senior police officials later hinted that there might even be a few others who were taken to hospitals, but Mr. Ramesh's story is the one we can confirm. In a stunning piece of footage that has since been widely circulated, Vishwas Kumar Ramesh can be seen walking away from the burning wreckage. The video is surreal. It shows a man, seemingly in shock but mobile, emerging from a scene of utter devastation. He was a passenger in seat 11A. In an interview, he recounted the terrifying moments of the crash and the instinct that drove him to escape the fuselage. He described unbuckling his seatbelt and finding a rupture in the plane's body, a small opening through which he pulled himself to safety. His account is not just a personal story of survival, it is a vital piece of the historical record of Flight 171. Mr. Ramesh's survival challenges our understanding of what is possible in an aviation disaster. His escape from the wreckage is a powerful counterpoint to the dominant narrative of complete loss. It serves as a crucial reminder that even in incidents of this magnitude, there can be exceptions to the expected outcome. His ability to walk away, captured on camera, provides undeniable proof that the story was more complex than initially reported. This evidence forces us to adjust our collective memory of the event, incorporating this incredible tale of one man's will to live amidst an otherwise overwhelming tragedy that claimed so many other lives. His story also provides investigators with a unique and invaluable perspective. As a survivor, his testimony about the final moments inside the cabin could offer clues that are not available from flight data recorders or cockpit voice recorders alone. What he saw, heard, and felt inside the aircraft as the emergency unfolded could be critical to understanding the sequence of events. The existence of a survivor, particularly one who was conscious and able to recount his experience, transforms the investigation and offers a sliver of light in what was an incredibly dark day, a human voice emerging from the silence. Another critical detail often lost in the discussion of Air India Flight 171 is the precise timing of the crash. Many assumed the tragedy occurred mid-flight, perhaps over a remote area, as is common in many aviation disasters. However, this was not the case. The aircraft, a Boeing 777 bound for London Gatwick, crashed just moments after taking off from Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport in Ahmedabad, India. This distinction is vital for a clear understanding of the event. The plane had barely gained altitude when the incident occurred, making it a takeoff accident, one of the most perilous phases of any flight. The proximity of the crash to the airport meant that there were numerous witnesses on the ground. The takeoff and the subsequent disaster were captured on multiple social media and CCTV cameras. This footage provides a visual timeline of the flight's tragically short journey. Analysts are meticulously reviewing these videos, frame by frame, hoping to find visual cues that could explain what went wrong. Did an engine fail? Was there a structural issue visible from the outside? The fact that the entire event unfolded so close to the point of departure provides a wealth of evidence that would be unavailable in a crash over an ocean or a desolate landscape. The flight was carrying a total of 242 individuals, a combination of passengers and crew members. Each person on that flight had a destination, a story, and loved ones waiting for them. The flight was destined for London, a popular route connecting the vibrant city of Ahmedabad with the United Kingdom. This number, 242 people, represents the scale of the human tragedy. Knowing that the crash happened so close to the start of their journey adds another layer of poignancy to the loss. They were just beginning their travel, with hours of flight ahead of them, when their journey was cut short in the most horrific way imaginable. Understanding that this was a takeoff accident helps contextualize the investigation. Investigators can focus their efforts on a very specific and well-documented phase of flight. Takeoff and initial climb are periods of maximum engine thrust and significant stress on the aircraft's structure, making them statistically more vulnerable to certain types of failures. Knowing the crash occurred at this stage allows experts to narrow down the potential causes, moving them closer to an answer for the families of the victims and the survivor, who is now a key witness to the final moments of Air India Flight 171. As of today, June 14th, 2025, the most pressing question remains unanswered. What caused Air India Flight 171 to crash? Despite the availability of extensive video footage and the recovery of critical evidence from the site, no official cause has been determined. Aviation experts and investigative bodies are engaged in a painstaking process to piece together the sequence of events that led to the disaster. They are analyzing the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder, often called the black boxes, which hold the key to the aircraft's performance and the actions of the flight crew in the final moments. This process is meticulous and cannot be rushed. The investigation is a complex puzzle with many pieces. These include the physical wreckage, the recorded data, the video evidence, and the invaluable testimony from the survivor, Vishwas Kumar Ramesh. Each element provides a different perspective on the tragedy. Aviation analysts are examining every possibility, from mechanical failure and engine trouble to external factors or even human error. Until the investigation is complete, any claims about the cause are purely speculative. The official word from India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation and other international bodies is to await the findings of their formal inquiry. It is essential for the public and the media to exercise patience and resist the urge to jump to conclusions. In the absence of official findings, misinformation can spread rapidly, causing further pain to the families of the victims. The search for answers is not just a technical exercise, it is a solemn duty owed to the 241 people who lost their lives and to the one who survived. A thorough and accurate investigation is the only way to ensure such a tragedy is not repeated. Learning the precise cause can lead to improved safety protocols, manufacturing standards, or pilot training procedures across the entire aviation industry. In summary, the story of Air India Flight 171 is one that is still being written. We must remember the facts that are often overlooked, that it was a crash on takeoff, not mid-flight, that it involved 242 people, and most importantly, that there was a survivor who walked away from the wreckage. While we honor the memory of the lives lost, we must also hold on to the facts as we know them and wait for the definitive answers that only a complete and thorough investigation can provide. The search for truth continues, a slow and deliberate process aimed at bringing closure and ensuring a safer future for air travel.